Hey everyone, it's Rachel. I just wanted to come on here quick because I'm about to record my first book review. I think I'm going to call these segments Rachel's Reads. I know it's kind of cheesy, but it was all I could think of, and I just thought that works. Rachel's Reads. Anyway, a couple of my gal pals here on YouTube have done book reviews. Deb and Erin come to mind right away, and I decided, I've been thinking about doing book reviews for a while, and after watching theirs, I thought, okay, I think that there is some friends here on YouTube who love to read and love books, and we can share in that together and maybe recommend books for one another and really, get into other people's style of reading. I think that's fun. Like, I know that I just watched a video from Erin, and she really enjoys, like, women history kind of books. Sort of like Renaissance era sort of things, I believe, is what she's into. But anyway, I have not done a whole lot of reading in that genre, and I found it very fascinating. And so I thought, you can kind of open up somebody else's world through your own personal reading style. And so I figured that I would do that. And now I'm going to jump into my first book review, which is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. Hey everyone, so the first book that I want to review in Rachel Reads is The Happiness Project. This is available in book form, and you can also order it on like a Kindle or a tablet. Whatever way you prefer to read, go for it. It's available in all sorts of different versions. It was a New York Times bestseller, and the way that I actually came across this book is I had read Eat, Pray, Love, which is a pretty well-known book, and you know how when you start reading a book of a certain genre or a certain type, you kind of get into it. That's what happened to me with Eat, Pray, Love. I kind of researched what would I read after that, because I kind of felt really into the whole looking in at a year on someone's life. Like, just books that follow an entire year of somebody's life. I got really into researching that and finding out what more there is out there. I've always kind of been into autobiographies, so the whole look into somebody else's life for a year, it kind of zoomed in on, that one particular year of their choosing, and I felt like you really got to know the characters, so I wanted to do more of that. And I had heard of The Happiness Project, but I actually thought it was more of a self-help book. I didn't realize that there was a story behind it. And what this book is the author, Gretchen, the creator of The Happiness Project, she wrote about the year of finding happiness and her struggles and her journey through that and her goals that she had and what she thinks helps with creating happiness, or at least what worked for her. And I just found it so interesting. The character is very, like I said, when you zoom in on a year on someone's life, you really get to know that person, even more so than if you're reading an autobiography. That's just a quick look at an entire life, but I think that when you zoom in on 1 year, it's like you really get to know some of the intricate workings of that person's mind. And that's what I felt that I got with The Happiness Project is Gretchen's struggle to find happiness, and she wasn't an inherently unhappy person. She wasn't depressed. She didn't have any of that. She just felt like something was missing, and she had these different steps that she took to appreciate life. And, I don't want to give too much away, so that's why I struggle with these book reviews, what to share with you and what not. This is not one of those books that there's like a spoiler of any kind. It's just, it's a look into her life for a year. It's not like I could really spoil anything for you, but one quote that I really liked from this book was, "The days are long, but the years are short." And basically what that means is, and especially as a mom, I think I can kind of take this to heart, is sometimes you have a really long day, and it seems like that day's never going to end, and, the kids are demanding, and you're feeling these stresses from all sorts of areas of your life, and that day seems so long. But then if you, go back on that day, even just a couple weeks later, you realize that it's just kind of like a blimp, just a speck in time, and it really wasn't, whatever you were stressing about really wasn't that big of a deal. and really, appreciating each and every day for what it is and not letting little things get to you. I think that kind of all those thoughts were kind of summed up in that quote, and I felt that that was really neat. Another thing that was neat, I just wrote it down, is it's fun to fail. And that was something that she learned, I can't remember what month it was, because she goes through this book by month. So she starts, it's kind of like a New Year's resolution. She starts it in January, and she works it month by month for an entire year. And each month she has a different goal. And she's a perfectionist, which I could totally relate to because I tend to be a perfectionist as well. And she realized that she was never reaching her full potential because she was afraid of failure in a lot of cases. And she tried some things that thought she was no good at, and she feared failing, and maybe she didn't do the greatest at them, but she challenged herself. And she realized that it was fun to fail, that it was a learning experience, and she ended up stronger in other areas if she allowed herself some slack and she allowed herself to try something that she wasn't really all that great at. And I thought that that was really neat concept that hit home for me. And that's basically what you're going to get from this book. You're going to get her story and her year of finding happiness and her intentions and all that. But you're also going to get just some little things that'll get you thinking about your personal life. And I know that she also has a blog, and I think it might be called the Happiness Project. But I will link it below just so that you guys can check it out if you're interested in doing something similar to her with her year of happiness. And obviously, when I say year of happiness, I don't think that she did this year of happiness and then she set happiness aside. No, this is like a lifestyle. This is like how she learned she could be more appreciative of the things in her life and the blessings that she was given. So anyway, she has a blog. I'm kind of rambling, which is what I feared would happen if I did these reviews. But she does this blog, and that gives you ideas like walking you through your own personal happiness project or sharing your personal stories, and her expanding more on some of the things that she did and some of the things she talked about in the book. So that is basically all that I have to say about this book. I don't, like I said, want to spoil it for you or make it like why even read it, because she just told me so much info about it. So I think that's what I will leave it at. If you have any questions for me, feel free to comment below. Or if you've read it, I'd love to hear if you've read it. I think it'd be really neat to kind of have a dialogue. And yeah, that is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed Rachel's readings, and I hope that you guys have a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you later.